Well, morning, fellow zombies. It's about 2:25 in the morning, and it is Saturday, the 8th October 2022. The war of the bugs continue with them winning population control. I got to get the necessary supplies necessary to get these sons of bitches out of here. They're pissing me off royally. What I worry about is when I start to doing drops on my head because they can't hold on to the roof as much. And it's rattling when they do that. I want to explore everything else, but I really hate the light. I'm keeping the lights on, well, at least part of them anyway. I'm not doing so well this morning. No, I didn't have an emotional outburst just yet. I was getting sick and tired of the damn politics earlier on. And I was trying to go to sleep like crazy. I was falling asleep, trying to fall asleep, and I couldn't fall asleep. My sleep patterns are so damn screwed up right now, it's not even funny. Turn this damn thing off. It's not even funny. It's just, I don't know what it is. Pathetic? Terrifying? Scary? Whatever. Whatever. What would someone call this damn thing in the first place? And the truth of the matter is, I don't know. Sleep issues, yeah, I mean, the thing. My sleep issues have already been torn apart left and right. Dealing with reality check right now is forestalling the inevitable of mourning and grieving, and that's about it. This is dealing with life on life's terms. Stressing out on a few things that it seems to be powerless. I have no control over dealing with these fucking bugs. I guess maybe they're a hell of a distraction at this point for me not to cry my eyeballs out or stress out like crazy. Especially when I take the cues of going on to YouTube just to check out other channels besides my own. Yes, one person can actually do that on YouTube. I'd seen politics, a lot of cruising, only if I'm a maneuver for the damn thing. Amtrak, hardly ever the sci-fi shows I watch. I'd watch a few, I'd watch cartoons when I can. But for this time, it was also bushcraft camping. What the hell the damn thing is? It's making up your own damn shelter for whatever environment you're in, or live in a kind of an environment like that, and deal with outdoor cooking and camping. It's basically camping. Either you make your camp, or you just borrow someone else's place, or you make this damn thing to last for a long while. And knowing, starting to watch these videos and trying to understand how these guys are doing it. There's no way in hell I'd be able to do the damn shit. It was bad enough I was doing my own damn camping with my brother and a few other times in my life. My brother was the camper. He was the outdoorsman. Of course, he still liked indoor a lot, but at certain times he did like to camp. He camped when he was a kid. Boy Scouts, Cub Scouts. Had some controversies with the scouting. Someone accused him of something that he couldn't prove that he didn't do. Tried to toss his ass out of there and bar his ass. Got older, belonged to a church, and for a while I was alright until the scoutmaster found out what the hell was going on and because of the edict that was still placed upon him. He still couldn't be in it. Even as a teenager, he couldn't be a scout or even a scoutmaster. You learned so much from these guys. But somehow, they just couldn't get past the stigmas somehow. So, he and scouting had to part ways. When I was in scouting, they were still questioning my brother. Because he was my chaperone, he was my big brother, and he was going to be my big protector, regardless of whatever happened. There was a scouting trip that took place over a weekend in a desert fort, literally. A bunch of logs rolled up, permanently posted up, cement ground in the place, huge bonfire in the middle. We'd have protection concerning about the weather. That'd be a roof connected to the damn logs, but still be considered outdoor camping. And there'd be trails for us to hike on. Not to mention one to a place where we had to get it cleaned up a bit before we could use it. Swimming area. It was actually looking like a public swimming pool of sorts. And it was readied for us. We had our fun in it. And came back. We were eating camping food. Stuff you'd eat and fix on your mess kits. Including how to eat those instant pancakes. Oh, this stuff, great. This was stuff. Crusties actually was the stuff. Mixed in it with water that they actually had. Plumbing was still working in the place. We actually had a place to go pee and everything else in it. From the certain vantage points from the fort, we could see the Antelope Valley. End to end. The fort's still there. It's inoperative. Been that way for about a couple of decades. We've had fires throughout the areas, but it was never torched. There wasn't enough brush in the area to have it torched. So, and the ambers weren't hitting much either. So it was just there. So, and my brother was there with me all the time. We had camped as adults different places. Lake Casitas. Yeah, Lake Casitas. Ventura County. Ventura County. Hell of a place to go to. It was. They had water, they had fish a long time ago, about decades ago, 3 or 4. About 3 decades ago. And this place would be considered fun. Only problem is they had a hell of a lot of meat bees to deal with. And I sure as hell didn't like to meet bees. Who did? Carnivorous hornets. Didn't make the place that much charming anyway. So, with that kind of situation, you just had to wing it for about a week or about a day or two. And there was also another camp out I did years later. And David and I been back to the place 2 or 3 times. Kept saying how the water was draining over Lake Casitas. There used to be a running brook that they would release the fish in. A trickle. What trickle? There was little ponds here and there. The rest of the lake was still out there, but shit, it was disappearing fast. We even went camping up in Angeles Forest. While I was working in one particular job, some of the employees decided to have a little fun with each other. We'll get together. An overnight camping trip, and it was an area where they had a hell of a lot of bees again. My brother and I passed an area that was along the roadside. That was a campsite. Hardly anybody used the damn thing. And we didn't have that many bees over there. We didn't have any bees over there. It was quiet. Except for the animals that kept wandering around through the area during at nighttime. That freaked me out. We had mountain lions. We had raccoons. We have other critters. Thank God we didn't have any snakes. I'd freak out regarding that damn shit. But my brother was paying attention to it, making sure we were both safe. We had our own tents. We slept right by next to each other, but we slept right next to the car. It was going to be a problem. We'd get into the car and close up and get the hell out of there. Screw the damn gear. We'd get more. Lives were better. But we didn't have any problems that night. We still had a thermos, actually a big igloo of certain foods in there, liquids that we used. Unfortunately, we never discovered the joys of campground coffee, or camper's coffee, or cowboy coffee, whatever they call this shit. It's one thing when you get boiling hot water and you bring your own dehydrated crystals and you bring your flavorings with you. It's not called coffee. It's not called cowboy coffee during that time. No, that's just called you're getting dehydrated coffee. That's about it. But the thing that made it cowboy coffee is when you happen to get it into a big pot. Now, what they said on the YouTube channel regarding when you're cooking cowboy coffee, and it's pretty damn interesting because I could be doing this damn thing all the time because I've got plenty of coffee, still got water, and I've got a can or a pot to do it. Not a coffee pot, but just pans to do it. Just saucepans. 4 quart would work. 4 cups to it, or almost 4 quart. They would make the coffee from a small one to a large one, depending on my taste. And I see they've just put, you know, how much water you got in the damn thing, almost filling it almost up there. And then you put in how much coffee you want. Do you want it super strong? You just shove in scoops after scoops. If you want it very mild, maybe a couple of teaspoons or something like that, depending on how much water and how much fluid you've got in that fluid bases you've got in that pan of yours. They said you can even do this with a can. Well, hobo coffee then. Call it that way. You get coffee, you have water, you have a can. What else do you need? The technique on how to fix the coffee. And what was done was, once you put your coffee in with the water, then you have it start to boil. And when it's boiling, you allow it to boil until everything else settles down to the bottom. And after everything else is done, carefully grab that damn cup, or whatever you're using, and pour it into your favorite drinking cup. And drink it that way. Realizing that there's going to be a few grains of the coffee in there. But for the most part, it's there. Okay? It's there. So that's alright. cowboy coffee. Of course, you have this big ass percolator that does about a gallon or two. Put it on a damn fire. Some of the coffee makers, actually, some of the percolators they've had back then, I've seen them. We've had them. We've had them. We've lost them. Had a lid for this one. We could have done the cowboy coffee on this one. Used it for tea a lot. A big, huge white one. Porcelain. Porcelain on the outside. Steel on the inside. Could use those damn things. It was made for that, too. Could have made cowboy coffee in those damn things. These days we've gotten so used to the damn coffee places, and not to mention going over to make our own coffee with our coffee makers, our Keurigs, our Mr. Coffees, whatever kind of brand you've got for the machine, that you have glass containers to contain the coffee itself. You would have a plastic container inside with filters. And with this, you're able to filter stuff. You make your groundless coffee liquid. What we're used to so much in my lifetime. I'm not used to drinking instant coffee all the damn time. I did that because I needed to. I had to get rid of a lot of stuff in the apartment, including contaminated coffee filters. I gotta give me some more. The coffee filters I would have used a great deal because there had to be a way for that. But the coffee filter and some kind of strainer, put it above the cup and just pour the liquid. And if there's going to be any coffee residue coming out, the filter would catch it. But I would drink strained coffee. I'd have the cowboy coffee. Now what I'm chewing on, I did that before. It's doesn't. It's not that pleasant. But I've had chewed on coffee beans before when they're flavored, roasted that way, coated, and I was actually able to chew on coffee beans that way when I had stronger teeth. These days, coffee. Folgers instant filter, instant crap. I like Folgers. I've been drinking that for a long time as a kid. I've been drinking that stuff ever since I was a young kid. My mother would make the coffee. But I'd never seen her use a damn percolator before. Grandma would use a percolator. Grandma would be using the white percolator on the damn thing. Big, huge, tall-ass monster. It contains so much liquid in it. And it was It was. It was. It was. It was coffee. It was coffee. It was coffee I could drink with sugar and cream, or sugar and milk mostly, and enjoy it. These days it's powdered. Powdered cream, sugar granules, and then instant coffee granules. Uh, I have yet to get the courage enough to drink cowboy coffee. I'm not quite sure if I'm ready for that damn shit. If I was going to be doing it, I'd be doing it a little bit of more of a cheat. A cheat would, for me, would be just putting coffee crystals into the pot, having it boiled with water, and then pouring it into a cup. But then again, I gotta waste coffee like that, especially if I'm not gonna be a constant drinker of this stuff. So it has to be one cup at a time. That's why I have to keep looking at things in an odd shape or an odd way of looking at it because uh, in the situation I got with the bug war right now, if we're talking about without the bugs at this point over here, I'd still be switching back over to a regular coffee maker with the glass decanter, and live off of that stuff. And I did that for a long while, but not true cowboy or roughneck. Too sophisticated, too civilized at this point. No, if I was really civilized at this point, I'd be going for ground coffee beans myself. I'd be grinding it myself, making my own blend of coffee, or deal with the Keurigs or something like that, or actually keep going over to the Starbucks. Because I tell you something, I can't stand that shit on a constant basis. Once in a great while, it's fine. If I had a ring for ice blend mocha, I'd make the stuff myself. I know how to do it. It's just getting the ingredients necessary for it and fixing it, and I'd have my own stuff. When it comes down for a mocha latte, that's a different story altogether. I can make my own. Give me the necessary ingredients, I can fix the damn shit. So why do I need to spend about $8 over at Starbucks for a damn cup of coffee when I can make the damn stuff at home? Hmm? Doesn't work for me that way. Oh fuck. Yeah. The traffic at these little sons of bitches pisses me off because they drop. They drop on my head, and I have to chase them back. Especially the heavier ones. The gravity gets to them too much. And sometimes these guys, little tricks, little twerps fall as well. So I have to make sure that I have to herd them out of here or squish the living crap out of them. Trying to swipe our asses. But yeah, it's something I have to deal with. This is reality check. This is my reality check. Anyway, head back to bed, see if I can get some sleep. Maybe if I'm allowed it. This fucker's gonna drive me crazy this evening, that's for sure. Oh, I need to get past these sorry sons of bitches. I really do. I'll head back to bed.